You know Game Pass, it's that thing where Phil Spencer transferred his soul into a bunch of games using a dark magic ritual, and now to survive he has to get those games into as many Xboxes as possible lest he be cast into the underworld. Anyway, Here's what's coming to Game Pass in November. Thirsty Suitors is a stylish RPG that follows the story of Jala, who's back to her town of Timber Hills to confront her mistakes, make up with her exes, reconcile cultural differences, and become the person she was meant to be with active turn-based combat, skating, and cooking.
Make up with her exes, and maybe make out with her exes.
Or beat them in turn-based combat, which is also
fine.
what happens.
I mean, that's fine.
Are you aware of this game?
Yes, it looks amazing.
From Annapurna
Interactive. It looks very cool. It's
created
so
by
stylish.
Falcon Age developer Outer Loop.
Yeah, it's got skateboarding in as well, right?
Yeah, there are like 3 main gameplay strands in this RPG. So there are turn-based battles with the aforementioned X's.
Yes.
To sort of like clear the air. And, you know, maybe rekindle the old fires if you fancy it. It's kind of a dating sim element in there. Once you defeat an X, you get a sort of ally that you can they can do favours for you, and then there's the cooking strand of the game. Cooking is very important, which is about bonding with your parents in this game. So you are from a South Asian family. Cooking, obviously, a very important part of the family life. So you do cooking mini games, where you have to follow your parents' instructions to fill up approval meters while trying to get a kind of rapport going with the dialogue, which is nice. And then there's the skating part of the game,
which is just some sick skating. I assume.
Which is where you sort of reconnect with the town that you come back to by skating around
all over it.
The town has become a sort of weird, like, Bavarian theme park while you've been away.
What?
So that's like a whole thing as well.
Wow.
It sounds really interesting and really cool and like really varied in the terms of the things that you'll do. So it's not just one thing. There's a bunch of RPG-style combat and skating and the cooking mini game. It looks really interesting, so check that out if you want something a little different. It's already out on Game Pass, it came out on the 2nd.
Sweet.
Maybe give it a download. Thirsty Suitors.
I will do.
Next up on November the 6th, Football Manager 2024. Available on day 1 with Game Pass, step into the shoes of a real football manager this season. Pick the perfect club for you from a choice of more than 55 nations before shaping a world-class squad that can deliver you glory against your rivals in football's most prestigious competitions.
Do you get to choose the shoes?
Nope. But
that's the only thing that isn't simulated in this.
Now, you will be managing a real football in this game. Keeping an eye on
Manage that football.
Making sure it doesn't roll into the road. You know, things
Get
of that
stuck
nature.
on a roof.
Have you played any Football Manager games?
You know what, I have years and years and years ago, but it's been a while. I'd imagine they've increased in complexity, and I was just about able to handle them in like the late 90s, and now I think they've become so complex I can't possibly handle it. But I know there are a lot of fans, obviously people who are big into Football Manager. Love it for a very good reason. It's a very good game.
I think the devs spoke of the last one for FM23 being slightly disappointing, and they're looking to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're looking to right the ship with this one.
Interesting.
New features this year include a long-awaited set-piece revamp, transfer system tweaks, the addition of Guardiola-inspired positional play to the match engine, and a range of smaller quality-of-life tweaks to the little things in the game.
Fair enough. People play this religiously, like they play it absolutely religiously, and I'm sure they will continue to play it religiously. But kind of cool that it's on Game Pass, right?
Guardiola is a man, I assume?
Yes, Pep Guardiola.
Pep?
Yes.
Okay.
James is absolutely losing it behind the camera.
Football like James. Do you play Football Manager, James?
Every year.
Every year James plays it.
Are you looking forward to Football Manager 2024?
We're the wrong guys to be on this sofa.
I am and I'm not, because it takes away so much time that my family don't like me.
Oh, so the only thing wrong with it is that it's causing the dissolution of the family
I
unit.
believe it has been mentioned in many divorce cases.
Really?
Wow. All right, well, if you're looking to get divorced November 6th, download it for free from Game Pass, and you too could be Pepsi Guardiola himself. Dungeons 4, coming November the 9th. Available on day 1 with Game Pass. Build a cozy and comfortable dungeon to suit your creature's needs and rule over them, then send them out into the overworld to kindly remind the good people living there that the absolute evil rules over their lands.
Are you allowed to call a game just Dungeons? Like, so many games have dungeons in them. It feels like you're not allowed to just like sit on the word dungeon.
It's not got any dragons in, so they can't call it Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, exactly. It's not a death trap dungeon.
You're like, oh, I like
You're not a
Dungeons
dungeon keeper.
I like
maybe
Dungeons
you
and
are.
Dragons, but I'm not really into dragons. Do you have any games for me? They're like, boy, do we. Check
4
out
of them.
Dungeons. 4
And
of
this
them.
is Dungeons 4.
Well, no, what this is like, so Dungeon Keeper or
Yes.
Evil Genius, that kind of thing where you play an overlord running an evil dungeon. So you've got, so that kind of like cartoonishly evil. So it's a kind of funny tongue-in-cheek take on building a dungeon. You can sort of slap your minions around, and there are 3 kinds of minion in this game, right? So you've got horde monsters,
Got it.
demons,
Yes.
and the undead.
Okay.
And they've all got like different needs and qualities, and you can improve sort of one camp to the detriment of the others. You can go really in on the demonology if you want,
Right, okay.
or just be a lich king and go, I'm all like my
All
undead
undead.
guys. I'm going to neglect the demons, although that will probably have some negative consequences.
So is it like the demons constantly want breaks, but the undead don't need breaks, or is that
Hey.
the kind of management stuff we're talking about?
That's the kind of thing that would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that's coming out November the 9th. If you want a bit of tongue-in-cheek evil management sim in your life. If you'd rather do that than be Pep Guardiola.
Or you just do your actual job, which is presumably also some management, potentially evil.
Possibly. Try not to be evil in your real life. Save it for dungeons.
Yeah, get it out of your system.
Yeah. Also on November the 9th, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. Available on day one with Game Pass, erase your past to protect your future. Once a legendary Yakuza, Kazuma Kiryu faked his own death and abandoned his name for the sake of protecting his family. Now he is thrust into conflict by a mysterious figure attempting to drive him out of hiding. Yeah, more Yakuza.
Excited about this one then?
I am. It's going to be great. More Kiryu. You know Kiryu, the most stoic man in history.
He's great.
Who also sings karaoke and plays mini games.
Plays Daytona USA too.
So Yakuza Gaiden, Like a Dragon Gaiden, as it is now, The Man Who Erased His Name, will be a smaller scale game than the main entries in the Yakuza series, returning to the kind of the street brawling.
Oh yeah, okay.
So not like the RPG turn-based thing that's.
But you quite liked that as well.
I like that as well, but I do enjoy the old school. Like running around, beating people up stuff. More in that kind of Shenmue vein.
So we've got this, but then we've also got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth coming soon as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
They've been busy.
Yeah, I know. So people who enjoy the old style, they'll be able to check out The Man Who Erased His Name. People who like the new RPG style, you've got Infinite Wealth coming out. Really good time to be a Yakuza fan. Obviously, there is like tons of backstory like leading up to this, so it's maybe not the one to start with. But if you're a series fan and you want to know kind of how the story of Kiryu is going to close out, I think this must be getting close to the end of Kiryu's story. You know, he's must be in his like 50s or 60s at this point.
Past it. Too old to be playing Daytona USA 2, probably.
Not at all. I disagree. And also, he's the toughest bastard in history. So, you know, he can still go around kicking people's heads in. But,
Fine.
Yeah, bone-crushing combat, mini-games, and other exciting experiences. Karaoke. Also on November 9th, Wild Hearts. Are you ready to tame a world gone wild? PC Game Pass and Ultimate members can master ancient tech to hunt down giant beasts on November the 9th in Wild Hearts via EA Play. Take on these creatures alone or hunt with friends in seamless co-op.
Not a single seam in there.
Nope. Another action RPG. This one's developed by Omega Force, who are best known for the Dynasty Warrior series.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
It's, I mean, pretty clear looking at footage what the inspiration for this is. This game in which you hunt monsters.
Could it be Monster Hunter?
Yep, you accept missions, track down colossal beasts roaming the land.
Got it.
And you can play online co-op while you hunt these monsters.
I don't blame them. Monster Hunter's pretty popular and pretty good. Like, why not get in on that racket? Horn in on that racket?
Monster horn in on that record. They can't make a Monster Hunter every year.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's generally considered to be more than just a Monster Hunter clone. It does its own stuff, kind of interestingly. You can create your own weapons and gear from the parts that you harvest from the monsters and stuff like that. So yeah, it sounds like an interesting take on the genre. If you're into Monster Hunter and you're kind of jonesing for the next fix, then maybe check out Wild Hearts, November the 9th. On November the 13th, check out Spirit Tea. Available on day one with Game Pass, Spirit Tea is a cute, cozy life sim inspired by Stardew Valley and Spirited Away. Humans have stopped worshipping spirits, and now they're in danger of becoming lost. Run a bathhouse, make friends with people in town, take part in hobbies like bug catching and karaoke, and find all the spirits. Stardew Valley meets Spirited Away. Sign me up.
Yep.
Basically, what I'm saying.
Run a bathhouse. Sign me up.
It's a bathhouse for ghosts. You're guided by a cat spirit called Wanyan.
Oh, nice.
So you need to rebuild like a ruined bathhouse.
Okay.
And make cash from ghosts. So there's kind of a puzzle element to this as well.
Oh, yeah.
So the ghosts are like assigned to a season, which sort of determines what they're into and what they don't like.
Pumpkin spice lattes.
Yeah, exactly. You have to figure out what they like and don't like so that you can give them the perfect bath. And
wow.
They like to be seated next to spirits who are from the season following theirs.
That's
but
interesting.
don't like to be seated next to spirits in the opposite season to theirs. So if you put a summer and a winter ghost next to each other
they
in the
hate
bath,
each other.
they will be hating that. So yeah, you've got to kind of figure out the ghost's likes and dislikes and stuff so you can give them a nice bath. It's got that sort of SNES RPG style to it, which is really cool, really cute. Yeah, just looks like a cozy autumnal, wintry time. Check it out, November the 13th. Coral Island invites players to be who they want and experience enchanting island living at their own pace, living off the land, nurturing animals, building relationships with a diverse cast of townsfolk, and making the world around them a more vital and harmonious place. So it's another Stardew Valley alike, basically.
Island living sounds good.
Yeah, I mean,
are we talking umbrella cocktails?
We're talking a tropical island setting. So yeah, if you've enjoyed that kind of Stardew Valley farming, but were wishing for more kind of Jimmy Buffett Island vibes, this might be the one for you. And of course, because it's set in this tropical setting, you have things that you don't get in those more rural
umbrella drinks.
Well, umbrella drinks, but also ocean exploration and conservation. There are also 25 eligible islanders to romance.
Hot.
Pretty,
it's a little summer island romance. Loving it.
Pretty good. A lot of fishing, decorating, socializing. You know, so yeah, if you're into those sorts of farming, island building games, then this looks like it might be an interesting take on it with all the tropical stuff. That's coming on November the 14th, Coral Island. Okay, so those were the games coming to Xbox Game Pass in the first half of November. Might be more later on. They have not been announced yet, but those are what you're getting. Mike, what's your choice?
I would like to play Thirsty Suitors. I think it looks really interesting, novel. I like the genres that are being mashed up in there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm super excited about that. I think I can guess which one you're going to be playing.
Well, Thirsty Suitors does look really good. I like the skateboarding element and grinding on rails and stuff.
But also,
it's got to be like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, though.
Yep.
Because Kiryu rules. What will he get up to this time?
I do think the man who erased his name makes it. I've said this in a video before, but it just sounds like he wrote his name wrong at the top of a form or something.
Well, he probably did, because Kiryu is pretty hard to spell. And you know, he didn't go to school, did he?
He was straight into the Yakuza at the age of 9 years old, probably.
He was at the orphanage and then into the Yakuza, which you would know if you played the Yakuza
and
games,
then
like I told you.
Parked in an arcade machine playing Daytona USA 2.
No. And then rising through the ranks and
taking the local karaoke scene.
Taking the fall for his best friend, spending 10 years in prison, coming back and adopting Haruka. It's like you haven't even played any of the Yakuza games, man.
It is like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Outrageous. Okay, well, let us know what you're looking forward to in the comments. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. We'll see you next time for December's Christmassy Game Pass games. Look forward to that. All right. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.